Okay, so this is going to be a video about finding unit rates. Unit rate is whenever we have the measure of an amount per 1 unit. Typically, we are given a rate first, which is a ratio that compares two different kinds of quantities or measurements. Let's say we've got 300 miles in 6 hours. So our rate would be 300 miles in 6 hours. And you want to write it out like that and make sure that you're going to label. So in order to solve or to find our unit rate, we're just going to divide both sides by the denominator, which is 6. 300 divided by 6 is 50. 6 divided by 6 is 1 hour. Okay, so this is our unit rate. Our unit rate is always going to end up with a denominator of 1. If you want to write it out, we can also write out 50 miles per hour. Now sometimes our information that they give us is going to have fractions in it, okay? So whenever you have fractions, you still want to set it up into a ratio just like you did up here and label it. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've got 1/4 of a cup over 2/3 of a minute. Okay? So remember that this line or this fraction still means division, so we're going to rewrite it that way. It makes a little bit more sense to us. 1/4 divided by our denominator, which is 2/3. So now you're just going to use your same dividing fraction rules that we talked about last week. Whenever you're dividing two fractions, you've got to multiply by the reciprocal. So that's 1/4. We're going to change this to times, and we're going to flip this number over. So we're going to multiply that by 3/2. Now it's a multiplication. We're just going to multiply across. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So now whenever you give our answer, you want to make sure and label it. So we have 3/8 of a cup for every minute. Or you can write it out 3/8 of a cup per minute. Either way you write it is fine, as long as you make sure and you have your labels.